Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. I am back from my mule deer hunt now. I came home a couple days ago to some crazy torrential rainstorms, so I've kind of just been sitting on the couch vegging and relaxing and organizing, trying out all my camping gear and getting my hunting and fishing gear back in order and organized. And that's really about it. It's supposed to keep raining this afternoon pretty heavy, but they said in the forecast that it's going to be light rain and sun and clouds this morning till about noon or early afternoon. So it's good enough for me. I got to get off the couch. I can't just sit at home and do nothing days on end. So I am going to go check a few of my trail cameras and just see if there's any action on them, if there's anyone home. So I brought the rifle because you never know, might see something. Other than that, just want to check those trail cameras, and I got a couple spots that I'd like to put some trail cameras. I got a couple in my backpack. So seeing as how I'm out here and it's still sort of pre-rut, now's the time to throw those cameras up and see if those zones are hot. So yeah, stay tuned. Let's see if I can find anything interesting. All right, how cool was that? Yeah, that was a really cool encounter with a handful of deer, and I think a few important takeaways from that experience was one, and I know everyone knows these rules, but I think sometimes they bear repeating. Is wind. Like that only happened because I knew what the wind was going to do. I've been planning my approach into this spot all since the summertime, so I knew exactly coming in which way that wind was blowing at what time of the day, and yeah, that worked out perfectly in my favor. And then even when I got in there, they didn't just jump up and bolt because they couldn't smell me coming in, right? And you can see how close they got because again, they couldn't pick up my scent. They were curious, that brings me to the second point, or the takeaway is body language. So obviously, I think if you come across physically as like a predator, like you're aggressive, you're tense, you're locked in on them, that's going to freak them out. They don't like that. But I was so relaxed. I was doing the ear scratch thing. I even started kind of experimenting, see what I could get away with. And the one thing that kept drawing them in closer, which I found interesting, was I was putting my hand up on my head and flicking it like a deer ear and looking away. And every time I did that, they were coming in like 3 or 4 steps. I was actually, when that doe came in super close the first time, I was like, is she gonna like come right up and like, lick me or something? And but I think between one, they could not smell me for the longest time. Even being that close, the wind was just perfectly in my face and blowing my scent out the other side. And yeah, just that body language, just not being aggressive, being neutral, just looking like another animal in the woods that's just hanging out, not looking to eat deer. And then yeah, I'd say the third thing, that's the first legal buck I have ever let walk in my entire life. And to me, that's super important because, like I said at the beginning of this, I want to level up. I need to stop harvesting young, immature bucks and hold out for bigger, mature ones. And that was the first step in that direction. Old Ryan would have taken that deer for sure and been super happy about it. But it's only the end of October. We're not even into the rut yet. And yeah, I really, really want to hold my standards higher and hold out for a more mature buck. So that was the first step in accomplishing that. And you know what? I think that was way funner to just hang around with that little buck. He was a little spiked by fork. And I was keep my eyes open though, because if there was a bigger deer with them somewhere, he was probably a little bit smarter and a bit more wary, not showing himself right away. So I stood there for like over half an hour recording those deer and looking out of the corner of my eye for maybe another buck to like creep up over the edge or something with a big old rack. But didn't see them. I don't think they're coming anywhere near here until the rut happens. I think, at least in big numbers, and at least to show themselves during the day. So that was super cool. Yeah, I feel mildly proud of myself that I held out and I didn't harvest that little buck. And like I said, I feel like I just leveled up. That was easier than I thought. Didn't even hesitate. It wasn't like, him and hawing, oh, I should take this one. I said, nope. Ryan is not taking this little buck right now, and he's not taking another one like this all year. And if that means I say that now, but maybe if that means I don't harvest another buck, so be it. But yeah, I feel like I need to hold out for a mature buck, or at least something more mature than that. I mean, that was like a baby deer. So anyways, super cool encounter. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I mean, it was not a fleeting encounter. It was definitely they hung around for quite a while. I was surprised. And even when they left, they weren't spooked. So that's another kind of good little key takeaway is I didn't want to ruin that spot. So I did not want to freak those deer out. And the fact that they were that cool and calm, and even if they picked up my scent maybe a bit at the end, I'm hoping they don't associate me with danger because I'm going to come back. And I don't want those deer to bust out and take a big buck with them, right? So it's almost like you're getting them used to your scent and you being around and you're not a threat necessarily. And then they're going to stay and they're not going to take off and take any big bucks with them that you're actually after. So anyways, I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys did. That was super cool. Didn't expect that to happen today. And I'm probably going to call it and head back.